Good afternoon. This is a special coverage of the coronavirus crisis using the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's 1 News, Radyo 5 and 1PH. The Interior Department announces another extension of 3 days for the distribution of cash aid under the Social Amelioration Program in some areas. In a statement, the department says it will allow LGUs to continue the distribution until May 10, 2020 to complete the first tranche of the payout. So far, around 63% of local government units nationwide have finished distributing cash aid to their beneficiaries. In an interview with 1PH, Interior Undersecretary Jonathan Malaya says that 947 out of 1,500 LGUs are done with their SAP cash aid distribution as of last night. Around 77% of 18 million families in the country receive their cash assistance from the government. However, he notes that Metro Manila LGUs are struggling to meet the deadline.
Dito sa Metro Manila talaga medyo kapos tayo, no? Hirap dito. There are really a lot of issues here. And it's really hard kasi because of the sheer number of the beneficiaries and yung ating pinapatupad na gusto sana natin ipatupad na social distancing and walang mass gathering. But as you may have seen yourself, no, many times nababali din ito because the LGUs ay nagkukumahog na maipamigay. So it's possible po, yun na lang po sabihin ko siguro, it's possible that we may give an extension to the LGUs in Metro Manila.
While other LGUs in Metro Manila are still scrambling to distribute SAP cash aid to all beneficiaries, Valenzuela's local government is confident that they can meet the deadline. To tell us more about this, we have News 5 correspondent Greg Gregorio reporting to us live from Valenzuela. Greg, totoo ba ito? Mukhang aabot sila sa deadline?
Yes, Jess, nakausap mismo natin itong pamunuan ng Barangay General T. De Leon na siyang pinakamalaking barangay dito sa lungsod ng Valenzuela. At ayon sa kanila, kaya nilang tapusin ang distribution ng ayuda ngayong araw. Pero yun nga lang, may ilan tayong mga individual na nakausap din na sumugod mismo sa barangay hall nitong General T. De Leon matapos nilang malaman na ngayon yung huling araw ng pamimigay ng ayuda dito. Gayong wala pa daw silang natatanggap na benepisyo mula sa SAP. Just ikapitong batch na ngayon ng payout ng SAP dito sa Barangay General T. De Leon. 3 paaralan ang ginamit na venue para sa distribution ng ayuda na nakatakdang matanggap ng 2,515 beneficiaries. Isa sa 3 payout locations itong Santiago de Guzman Elementary School kung saan 1,000 beneficiaries ang nakalistang makatanggap ng ayuda. Alas 8 nagsimula ang payout. May ilan tayong nakausap na masayang natanggap ang kanilang ayuda. Isa na riyan si Aling Jean de Guzman. Pasado alas 9 niya nakuha ang kanyang 8,000 pesos na emergency assistance mula sa gobyerno. Gagamitin niya raw ang perang ito para sa gatas at diaper ng kanyang 4 na buwang anak. Pero meron ngang ilang mga residente na dumagsa sa barangay hall matapos silang malaman na ngayon na pala ang huling araw ng distribution ng SAP pero wala pa raw silang natatanggap ng ayuda. Paglilinaw ng pamunuan ng barangay, hindi naman kasi sa kanila galing ang listahan ng mga benepisyaryong natukoy ng DSWD na kwalipikadong makatanggap ng SAP. Nilista na lang ang kanilang mga pangalan at isusumiti raw ito sa LGU. Titingnan pa kung masasama sila sa planong second tranche ng SAP distribution. Just di tulad ng mga ibang napapabalita ang pamimigay ng cash aid, maayos naman itong sitwasyon dito sa Santiago de Guzman Elementary School. Katunayan, hindi na rin ganun kahaba yung pila kumpara dun sa naabutan natin kanina. Nasusunod din yung social distancing dahil may mga nakatutok na pulis sa paligid. At idagdag ko na lamang din, simple lang yung proseso dito. Kung inyong makikita yung table doon sa dulo, doon bini-verify ang pangalan ng isang benepisyaryo kung kasama nga siya sa master list. At oras na makita na kasama siya sa listahan, agad naman niyang makakuha ang kanyang 8,000 pesos cash assistance. Dito naman sa table, sa harap mismo nitong stage na kinatatayuan natin ngayon. Jess?
Alright, thank you for those updates. That was News 5 correspondent Greg Gregorio. The United States is providing the Philippines 298 million pesos in additional aid to support the government's fight against COVID-19. This brings the total amount of U.S. pandemic aid to the Philippines to over 700 million pesos. The funding is meant to support more than a dozen areas hardest hit by the virus outbreak. The financial assistance could be used to strengthen local crisis response, set up public hand-washing facilities, ensure adequate food supply, and support local business recovery. Davao City confirms it will reopen its borders for residents stranded outside the metropolis. Jem Avancenia reports to us live from Davao City. Jem, bakit nagdesisyon ng city government na payagan ng makapasok ito nga mga stranded nilang residente?
Jess, ayon sa city government ay marami na silang mga pakiusap na natatanggap mula nga sa mga Davao residents na gusto nang umuwi dito sa Davao City pero hindi ito magawa simula nga nang magpatupad ng enhanced community quarantine ang lungsod. Kaya naman simula bukas ay papayagan ng Davao City LGU itong ang mga residenteng na stranded sa ibang lugar na makapasok ulit dito sa Davao City. Ayon kay Davao City Mayor Inday Sara Duterte, mag-i-issue sila ng confirm pass para sa mga residenteng papayagang makatawid ng border papasok ng lungsod. At para nga makakuha ng confirm pass ay kailangan mag-email sa davaostranded.confirmpass@gmail.com at ipadala ang mga sumusunod na detalye. Plate number ng sasakyan, pangalan ng mga sakay, litrato ng valid ID ng head of the family na may address sa Davao City at petsa ng planong biyahe at kung saang entry point dadaan. Parehong sistema rin ang gagawin para sa mga sasakyang papasok ng Davao City para susundo ng mga stranded individuals na nandito sa lungsod. Papayagan lang ito sa loob ng 12 oras mula nga alas 6 ng umaga hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Samantala, dumating na kahapon ang 270 na Dabawenyong sakay ng sweeper flight mula Manila. Ayon sa DOH-11, lahat ng pasahero ay kailangang sumailalim sa COVID-19 tests at sa 14-day strict home quarantine. Jess, sa tala ng DOH-11 ay nadagdagan ng 6 na kumpirmadong kaso ng COVID-19 ang Davao Region kahapon. Kabilang na nga dyan ang isang 2 buwang sanggol na taga-Paquibato District. Jess?
Maraming salamat. That was News 5's Jem Avancenia reporting to us live from Davao City. We'll pause for a short break. Our special coverage on the COVID-19 pandemic will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching the special coverage of the coronavirus crisis using the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's 1 News, Radyo 5 and 1PH. LGUs outside Metro Manila are busy preparing their own isolation measures amid the rise of COVID-19 infections in the country. Over in Naik, Cavite, officials are looking to convert a mass housing site to a quarantine center. News 5 correspondent JC Cosico is there to tell us more. JC, saan exactly itong quarantine facility ng local government ng Naik at when are we expecting this to be operational?
Yes, Jess, alam mo pinaghahandaan ng Naik Cavite LGU yung posibilidad na pagtaas pa ng bilang ng mga confirmed na kaso at yung mga hinihinalang kaso ng COVID-19 dito nga sa kanilang bayan. Kaya kanina in-inspeksyon itong Malainan Port Residences na balak gawing quarantine site nga dito sa kanilang bayan. Ayon kay Naik Mayor Junio Duwalan, 2019 na ibigay sa kanila ng National Housing Authority ang Malainan Port Residences. Para daw ito sa mga taga-Naik na maaapektuhan ng mga road widening at yung mga nakatira malapit sa mga danger zone. And since hindi pa siya nagagamit, gagawin muna siyang quarantine site ng bayan para nga sa mga suspect at COVID-19 positives na may mild symptoms. Nasa 23 units nga ang gagamitin bilang isolation facility. Kanya-kanyang kwarto o mga COVID-19 patients, kompleto nga sila sa kama, electric fan at CR ang mga ito. Sagot rin ng LGU ang kanilang pagkain at gamot habang naka-quarantine. Yun nga lang, 6 na unit pa lamang ang fully furnished, kahit mamadaliin daw ng LGU ang pagkasaayos sa mga ito para nga magamit ng kanilang mga kababayan. Bukod nga dyan, may mga dapat pa raw ayusin base nga doon sa initial assessment ng DOH Calabarzon. Narito nga ang kanilang pahayag.
Initial assessment lang namin ito. So ang ano pa lang namin kailangan pang i-improve yung yung facility guidelines, mga protocols, and then yung flow ng pasyente from admission hanggang ma-in-house sila sa bawat room. And then at the same time yung security rin ng lugar kasi may tendency rin kasi na baka tumakas yung pasyente. So kailangan din po yun. And then yung waste segregation, kung paano yung pagdi-dispose ng mga ginamit.
Jess, oras naman daw na makompleto yung completion ito facility nga by May 14 ay muli itong i-inspeksyonan nga ng DOH Calabarzon para malaman kung pwede na siyang magamit. Base naman doon sa kanilang pinakahuling tala ay meron ng 5 confirmed na kaso ng COVID-19 sa Naik Cavite at 24 suspect cases. Jess?
Alright, JC, 23 housing units. So, ibig sabihin, ilang pasyente yung inaasahan nila or kaya nilang i-admit dyan sa facility. At the same time, is this going to be limited para sa mga residente ng Naik or are they going to open it for the residents ng mga katabing bayan dyan sa Cavite?
Jess, ang sinasabi nga ni Mayor Duwalan, itong site na ito ay para lamang doon sa mga taga-Naik Cavite. Now, initially, ang sinasabi nila, this will be turned over doon sa mga initial recipients by October. Pero in the event nga na ma-extend, na wag naman sana yung pandemic, ay possible din na ma-extend yung paglipat o ma-delay yung paglipat ng mga inaasahang recipients. Jess?
Okay, they are expecting na ma-turn over doon sa original owners by October. Pero may assurance ba yung LGU na magiging safe yung mga units kapag tinurn over na doon sa mga original recipients?
Jess, ang sinasabi ng LGU sa atin, oras naman daw na i-turn over na nga ito doon sa mga recipients. These units will be disinfected para nga maging safe pa rin once na lumipat na nga doon yung mga recipients. Jess?
Now, when it comes doon sa distribution naman ng social amelioration dyan sa Naik, we know there's already a 3-day extension, pero how's it going along dyan sa bayan nila?
Jess, kanina we went doon sa kanilang MSWD at ang sinasabi nila noon pang April 22 nga ay na-complete na nila yung distribution ng SAP dito nga sa kanilang 30 barangays. Jess?
Alright, maraming salamat. That was JC Cosico reporting to us live from Naik, Cavite. Airbnb slashes a quarter of its global workforce as revenues decline amid the COVID-19 pandemic. According to Airbnb co-founder and CEO Brian Chesky, almost 1,900 workers were laid off, with revenue this year forecasted to be less than half of what they earned in 2019. The company assures it will provide severance, equity, healthcare, and job support to employees that will be leaving. Millions of tourists have canceled plans for vacations, work trips, and family visits with lockdown measures enforced across the globe. Outdoor dining takes on a new form amid the COVID-19 pandemic over in the Netherlands. A restaurant in Amsterdam is offering a unique dining experience at the time of the coronavirus. Customers sit in small glass cabins out on the patio. Waiters wear gloves and face shields while serving food in long trays. This is to ensure minimal contact with the customers. According to the restaurant management, the concept is still in trial mode while safety measures are being finalized. The Dutch government has been working on guidelines before relaxing restrictions in the country. The Netherlands has reported over 41,000 COVID-19 infections and over 5,000 deaths. And that's the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine. For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Jess De Los Santos. We throw you back to Malacanang's virtual presser briefing on the COVID-19 crisis.
I'm asking this, sir, because there are a lot of statements of support for ABS-CBN pouring in at this time, coming from different organizations, press corps, groups, and even, ordinary citizens. If you just look at social media, you will see a lot of statements of support calling for the renewal of the franchise of the network. Sir, should Congress not ignore these statements if they really want to prove that they are staying true to their oath, that they will be serving only the interests of the people who elected them?
I think that's a matter that is better left to be answered by Congress. No? But having been myself a part of the House of Representatives, ang masasabi ko lang po, at ang presidente rin natin ay naging kongresista rin, hindi naman po bulag, hindi naman bingi ang inyong mga representante sa hinaing ng mga taong bayan.
Should they
Rocky?
not ignore?
Okay.
Sir?
Should they?
Should they not ignore
Well,
these
nasagot ko na po yan.
statements of support?
Sa aking eksperyensya po at ang eksperyensya rin ng ating presidente nung kami po ay parehong nasa Kongreso, hindi naman po nagbubulag-buwalagan, hindi nagbibigibingihan ang mga congressman sa hinaing ng kanilang constituents.
Thank you, sir.
Rocky?
What?
Yes, Rocky.
Okay, a question from Belia Cariaso, Secretary. Tatlo po yung question niya. Reaction po sa statement ni Bishop Broderick Pabilio, Apostolic Administration ng Archdiocese of Manila sa pagsasara ng ABS-CBN. Sabi niya, the specter of martial law is coming up. This action of the government is not uniting the people. In fact, it is using the pandemic as a cover for its dastardly deed.
Rinirespeto po natin ang desisyon ni Bishop, pero ang katotohanan po, bukas po ang Kongreso, bukas po ang ating Supreme Court at ating ibang mga hukuman. Bukas po ang mga media outlets, bukod lang po sa ABS-CBN dahil nawalan nga siya ng prangkisa. So sa tingin ko po, malayong-malayo tayo sa sitwasyon ng martial law noong 1972.
Ang second question niya, even Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin Jr. reacted on the shutdown of ABS-CBN, saying it's a shame for the National Telecommunications Commission and the House of Representatives. Ano po ang masasabi ng palasyo dito na maging opisyal ng gobyerno na naniniwalang kahihiyan umano sa NTC at Kamara ang ginawa sa ABS-CBN?
Wala naman po kaming reaksyon dahil yan po ay personal na opinion ni Secretary Locsin. We leave it at that.
May mga residente daw po sa Barangay Talipapa, partikular sa Villa Sabina Subdivision, ang nagrereklamo na hindi man lang sila nabigyan ng SAP form. Ngayon ang distribution ng 8,000 na ayuda sa barangay Talipapa, pero wala pa daw pong nag-iikot para mamigay ng form sa SAP. Ano po ang payo nyo sa kanila? Tumatawag daw po sila at nagte-text sa hotline ng barangay, pero wala naman daw pong response.
Siguro dumiretso na po kayo sa DILG, no, kay Undersecretary Dino dahil siya po ang Undersecretary for Barangay Affairs. Parating niyo po kay Undersecretary Dino yun yung reklamo. Si Joseph Morong, please. Hi, Joseph. Mr. Last question. Naku, namimiss ko na yung last question. Nasaan na? O sige, balik muna tayo kay
Ayan,
Yusek
sir.
Rocky.
Audio ko.
Ayun.
Okay na.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Yes, sir.
Nakamute yung phone ko. Anyway, sir, sa backlog, ilan po yung backlog natin?
Sa backlog sa SAP, ang huling ulat po ng DSWD.
Hindi, sir, sa testing.
Well, hindi ko po alam kung magkano backlog. Ang alam ko lang yung magkano na yung na-test natin. As of last time, yung last press briefing natin, 121,000 individuals at kung di ko nagkakamali, around 124,000 tests or something like that. No? So malaki po ang backlog ng ang hinihingi nyo, yung mga inaantay na mga resulta sa PCR. Wala po akong ganyang datos, bagamat alam ko talaga, may katagalan po dahil 3 to 4 days inaabot ang resulta.
Kaping ko na lang, sir, yung backlog sa SAP, since you mentioned it.
Sa SAP po, 75% na po ang naibigay sa taong bayan. No? So sa original na first tranche po, 25% na lang. Nagkaroon po ng extension ng deadline ng DILG at sabi ng DILG, parang last question muna talaga yan. Hindi na talaga po pwede magkaroon ng further extension. Beyond
Yan yung
May
May 10, sir, no?
May 10, yes.
Okay, sir, balik po ako dun sa backlog. So, sir, kahapon kasi si Yusek Vergere, no? Merong data na yung sa Bulacan, 400 yun na tests na hindi pa nakikita kung positive or hindi. Meaning to say, sir, yung pinipresent natin ng data and even the DOH data, no, hindi po yan real time, no?
Hindi po. In fact, kaya nga po may pinag-aaralang proposal ngayon na kapag lumabas na yung resulta ng mga PCR tests, i-record siya as of the time kinuha yung swab. Kasi kapag i-record mo yan, as soon as the results come out, biglang nag-i-spike yung cases, hindi masyado accurate, no? So, may ganyang proposal po.
Okay, so sir, ibig sabihin, hindi kita yung totoong picture and therefore, ito ba dapat ang maging basehan ng ating desisyon whether to lift yung ECQ sa Metro Manila?
I wouldn't say it's completely 100% accurate, but it's fairly accurate at this point. Lalo na po ngayon na lalo natin na pinapalakas yung ating testing capacity, no, with the opening of the 4 mega swabbing centers, no, at saka with the increase of our PCR testing centers. At bukod pa ito dun sa programa ng pribadong sektor, yung Project ARC, no, na napakadami rin po nila nakikitang mga positive dahil importante na sa puntong ito, we are at the verge of at least trying to restart the economy, ma-locate, ma-isolate at ma-cure yung mga may sakit na magagawa lang natin through mass testing.
So, sir, should this be a basis, yung pong nilalabas na data ng DOH, for a decision whether to lift the ECQ in Metro Manila?
I think it's a good
Because
basis.
this is not the real picture.
I think it's a good basis because number one, lalo nga po nag-i-increase yung ating testing capacity. So as we come closer to May 15, we would have a better picture. Ang importante po, number of respirators, number of critical care beds, at saka number of We Heal as One centers, no, kung saan natin po pwedeng mailagay yung mga hindi na kinakailangan ng mga hospital na positibo sa COVID-19.
Sir, ganito. Sa umulan na kahapon, no? At alam naman natin na yung June is the onset of the flu season. So may nag-point out lang po sa Facebook, no, na parang kung halimbawa come June, no, magkaroon ng sakit, ng subo, sipon yung mga tao, will we be treating them instantly as COVID cases? So paano natin ititreat yung gano'n ng mga ailments na normal during those period, but in the context of our present situation where we have COVID? Paano yun, sir?
Well, all I can say, Joseph, is we're aiming to reach 30,000 per day of PCR testing, no? Para nga mas mabuti ang ating gauge kung gaano kadami na yung may sakit. At as we increase our capacity to test, we're also increasing our capacity to locate, to isolate, and cure those with COVID-19.
Meaning, sir, if you have the 30,000 tests, more or less, by that time, nahiwalay na natin yung mga may COVID, and therefore, those that we will see, baka ordinary na sakit. Tama ba yan?
Yes. In fact, that's 30,000 is PCR tests. Kailangan bilangin din natin yung rapid test na gagawin natin. No? Although the government target is 2.2, the private sector target is in excess of 1 million already. No? Kasi yung mga nag-i-empleyo, alam nila na para ma-restart ang kanilang mga negosyo, kinakailangan ma-test din yung kanilang mga empleyado.
Okay, sir, last na lang yung sub.
Ayan
Balik
na naman,
probinsya.
ha?
Initially, initially we thought it's going to be after COVID. Even Senator Go said maybe after COVID. But right now, pinapaandar nyo na pala yan.
Well, alam niyo po kasi habang mahirap ang buhay sa Metro Manila, marami talagang gustong umuwi na sa kanilang mga probinsya. So ginagawa naman po ng paraan, no, na yung talagang iba na nais nang bumalik sa kanilang mga probinsya ay makabalik na. No? So ito naman po ay panimula pa lamang, kinakailangan mag-comply pa rin sa mga quarantine protocols dahil ayaw naman nating kumalat ang COVID sa mga probinsya.
You mentioned two provinces, Leyte and Camarines ba yun? Paano yung
Camarines
procedure,
Sur.
sir? Sino sasabihan nila na gusto ko nang umuwi?
Ay, ayan nga po. Ang secretariat po ay NHA. Si GM po ang ating, chief enforcer nito. Ang mga bus ay will be provided by DOTR and the coordination will be done by DIRG. And of course, Department of Health will also contribute dahil kinakailangan masunod yung testing protocols bago sila makauwi.
So, NHA silang papaalam, sir?
Apo.
Okay, sir.
Pwede rin
Thank you
sa
for that.
DILG. Ayan. Rocky? Yusek Rocky. Okay, sino yan? Sige, habang wala pa si Yusek Rocky, si Mr. Wang Zheng ng CCTV. Mag-i-English tayo dito kasi hindi ito nananagalog. Okay. Hello, Wang.
I would like to focus on the ECQ issue. I would like to know if we would like to lift the ECQ, do we have any kind of indicators to help us to determine we can do so or not? Like, let's see if we have any kind of indicators like how many days we have a continuously decrease of the confirmed cases or something like that.
We've actually approved in the IATF a decision-making guide, no, on when to actually lift the ECQ and impose GCQ. The most important factors, as I said earlier, is the speed by which the disease is being transmitted. And I have made the observation that in the past, it was 2 to 3 days. The cases would double in Metro Manila, but we now have better indicators that it is now doubling at the rate of 5 to 6 days within Metro Manila. But outside of Metro Manila, it now takes 7 days for the disease to double, more or less. So this is pretty much a good indicator that the ECQ has been working. No? But in addition to that, we look at critical care capacity, we look at ventilators, we look at ICU beds, and we look at the total beds available for those who need to be isolated.
So, because right now we have the mega swabbing center already, and under this situation, that means maybe our confirmed number will be increased sharply. So, how do we handle this kind of situation if we have more cases before at the end of May? Because I know at the end of May we will have capacity to test 30,000 individuals per day.
We anticipated, of course, the increase in the number of COVID cases. Until we have a vaccine or a cure, it will continue to increase. That is why we heal as one centers to serve as quarantine facilities, because we know we cannot open the economy unless those afflicted with the disease can be located, isolated, and cured.
Yeah, thank you, Secretary. And also, I would like to know, because this morning we have the report about our GDP contraction for the first quarter, and NEDA said it may be worse in the second quarter. So you just mentioned like we already have the guideline for the economic side, like people, how they work at the office, something like that. But the government has any plan to recover the economic under this kind of new normal?
Well, the good news for the Philippines is we have very sound economic fundamentals, as evidenced by very good credit rating and a very strong peso. And that is why, despite the fact that we already imposed EZQ in the month of March, basically half of the month of March, the economy contracted only by 0.02%. We expect, of course, the economy to shrink even more during the month of April, because the whole month of April was basically under EZQ, and the first 2 weeks of May as well. No? So we definitely expect a big contraction. But the economic planners are very vigilant. We foresee a V shape of economic recovery. There will be a steep decline in the GDP for the second quarter perhaps, but we expect a very strong rebound courtesy of the Build program of the government. And number one, very prudent fiscal policy as well as a prudent monetary policy, which means we're using public spending as a tool for economic recovery, and we're also using money supply as a tool also for economic recovery.
Thank you so much, Secretary.
Yes, Yusek Rocky. Daming English nun ah. Anyway. Wala pa rin si Yusek Rocky. Who is next? Melo. Melo Acuña. Melo.
Good afternoon, Secretary.
Yes, go
good
ahead.
afternoon. I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and
Good
clear.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good. Maganda yung balita tungkol doon sa balik probinsya. Walang problema yung uuwi sa probinsya. Ang tanong ko lang muna, ano yung daratnan sa probinsya? Ano yung daratnan nila sa probinsya?
Well, alam niyo po, lahat naman yung mga, lalong-lalo yung mga probinsya na may GCQ, medyo nagkaroon na po sila ng panahon, no, para magkaroon ng economic activity. So, mas buhay po yung mga nasa GCQ ngayon kaysa dito sa mga areas na nasa ECQ. So, sa tingin ko po ngayon, mas maraming mga pagkakataon sa mga probinsya. At alam nyo kasi dito sa ECQ, naging karanasan natin, talagang pagdating sa pagkain, mas matindi ang problema dito sa mga syudad, gaya ng Metro Manila kaysa sa probinsya. Ang probinsya palaging may gulay, no? Hindi sila nagugutom. Pero dito sa Manila talaga, kung walang ayuda, ay mas maraming nagugutom. So tingin ko po, alam din ng nagnanais na bumalik probinsya na mas may oportunidad na tayo ngayon sa mga probinsya at lalong-lalo na doon sa pagdating sa pagkain, mas less likely silang magutom sa probinsya kaysa dito sa syudad.
Ngayon po, sa tanong ko na, maliban sa contact tracing, gaano na po kalawak ang nagawa ng pamahalaan para maunawaan yung COVID-19? Sapagkat sa press briefing ni Governor Andrew Cuomo kagabi, binanggit niya na sa New York, nalaman nila na karamihan ng mga pasyente na napasok sa ospital ay hindi umalis ng bahay, hindi sumakay ng public transport. So maybe makakatulong ito para sa pag-unawa natin kung meron tayong angkop na pananaliksik sa mga pinagmulan ng ating mga COVID-19 positive cases.
Melo, I think I have to defer to Yusek Vergere on that point because I'm not a doctor, no? I'm not an epidemiologist, no? I can only speculate, no, like you. So please ask that of Yusek Vergere in her press con this afternoon.
Okay. Ngayon po, ang Malaysia, nanghuli sila ng mga migrants kamakailan. Would you have any idea kung meron mga Pilipinong nadakip dahilan sa, if I recall it right, si Mindanao Development Authority Chair Manny Piñol lumiham doon sa Malaysian, sa Sabah Governor na huwag munang ipatapon pabalik sa Pilipinas yung undocumented Filipinos. Would you have any idea kung kumusta yung ating undocumented Filipinos sa Sabah?
Ngayon po, wala akong actual information, but I will inquire, and on Monday, I will answer your question. Okay, Melo?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Oo,
Thank you.
may mga questions po na pinabrating na lang sa atin si Yusek Rocky. Ano ba yung next question? Okay, Number 3, with COVID-19 cases, question po ni Francis Wakefield ng Daily Tribune, with COVID-19 cases continuing to rise in the country, especially Metro Manila, when can we expect the IATF make a decision on whether extend pang lockdown sa SCR or local ECQ na lang? Well, the ECQ is until May 15. On or before May 15, a decision will have to be made. Question from Julie Aurelio, will returning OFWs and their children be separated or will they stay together during quarantine? Ang pulisiya po natin, pinagsasama po natin ang mga magulang at kanilang mga anak during quarantine. Can we have an estimate of how much manpower the government needs for the 4 mega swabbing facilities? How will the government maintain this manpower once the ECQ is lifted and work in the government-private sector resumes and volunteers have to go to work? We need 1,500 po dito sa mga mega swabbing facilities nito. At ito po ay para sa mga swabbers, encoders, and barcoders. Lahat naman po sila ay susweldohan ng ating gobyerno, kasama po ang hazard pay. No? Yung mga volunteers, meron din po silang bayad, at kung gusto nilang bumalik sa kanilang regular na trabaho, hahanap po tayo ng mga panibagong volunteers. What are the quarantine procedures for pregnant OFWs? Are there OB-GYN specialists in the quarantine facilities and other specialists for other illnesses? Yes, dinesignate po natin ang National Children's Hospital para dito sa mga buntis na OFWs. 5 na pong mga na-quarantine na OFW ng anak. Yung isa po, ang pangalan ay COVID Bryant. Question from Samuel Medenilia, Business Mirror. What is the reaction of the palos on the contraction of GDP? Well, of course, we regret it, but we're glad that it's a minimal contraction given that nag-ECQ na po tayo ng last 2 weeks of March, which is part of the first quarter. With the impact of the COVID-19 closure to the economy during the second, is the government expecting a recession? Ang recession po kasi 3 consecutive quarters of decline in the GDP. We're hoping po that pursuant to the V strategy, baka naman po umakyat na by the time we hit the third quarter. We're hoping. How does the government plan to boost the GDP? Already answered po. We're relying on government spending through the Build program, and we're relying also on sound monetary policy. We're lowering interest rates, and we're asking banks to lower their hindi lang interest rate, meron pa isa, yung kanilang deposit, so that more money will be available in the economy. Question from Jeneline Kabiling, Manila Bulletin. Will the President sign into law or veto? Already answered po. Unless there's any further constitutional infirmity, I don't think he will veto. No? Pero depende po yan. Dahil speculative din yan, wala pa po yung bill or the law. No? Why has the President decided to keep a neutral stance on ABS-CBN? Why can't he openly declare his support for ABS-CBN, reopening to counter his previous stance against the network? Well, malinaw naman po yan. No? Independiente at co-equal branch of government ang Kongreso. Ayaw naman niyang diktahan. It's enough that he has cleared the air. He is now neutral as far as the franchise of ABS-CBN is concerned. How will you address criticism the government prefers the reopening of POGOs over ABS-CBN that employs thousands of workers? Naku, hindi po apples to apples yan. Ang POGOs po, ang kinikita natin dyan, 600 million a month in regulatory fees alone, no? 22 billion pesos a year in income, and 180 in withheld income tax alone. No? So, and of course, in terms of employment, 35,000 po ang Pilipino na nag-i-employo dyan sa mga POGOs. Pero importante po, yung kikitain natin sa POGO na mahigit 1 bilyon kada buwan ay pupunta po lahat sa COVID-19. So, since there are no further questions, I'm sorry we lost contact with Yusek Rocky, but thank you very much, Yusek Rocky. And maraming salamat, Pilipinas. As usual, keep safe and healthy. Ako po inyong Spox, Harry Roque. Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat.